right, it's Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with my man, former IBF champion of the world, Tevin Farmer, who's looking to be future 2 times, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Future 2 times for sure.
First and foremost, just quick catch up. How's everything been? I know it's been some time since I've got to cover one of your fights.
Everything's been great, man. Taking it one day at a time. Um, Took a few years off. Relaxed. Did a lot of different things. Now I'm just ready to get back in the mix.
Last time the boxing world have like truly seen you on like a big platform like DAZN and things like that. You had like a fight with Jojo Diaz. Obviously,
Yeah,
things didn't go in your way, not making excuses, but I know you've had some injuries
yeah, a lot
going
of
into
stuff.
the first round. But there was supposed to be like this rematch clause that never happened. I just never got to
Yeah,
ask you like how come that fight just never came back into which like
man. I had a rematch call. And it just never happened. COVID happened, and then a lot of stuff just got mixed up. They fought for me not to get my rematch clause. The IBF didn't. Um, they don't even acknowledge rematch clause. So it's a lot of stuff, and I was gonna take it to court, but it was COVID, so nobody was really in the court. So it would have taken a long time, and it would just been wasting money. I feel like.
and with that, what would have been the result? Would it just been you able to fight for the belt and like right away, or just that particular fight, or
The thing is, I don't. It's all for the rematch clause.
like if you went to court, like would it postpone
Oh,
like
I would have definitely got my rematch, but it'd been a long time. It'd been a lot because it was COVID, so people wasn't the courts wasn't happening for real, for real. So it was just wasted. It would have been wasting money. I feel like.
okay? But obviously, things played out. Joe Cordina is now the one that has that title, and I'm assuming like that's the
Yeah,
number 1 target that you're gunning for.
that's what I'm gunning for. Joe Cordina.
Hmm.
That's what I'm gunning for. I got to get that belt. Gotta go get that.
There's 4 belts, so I'm just assuming like that's because like you feel like that's the rightfully
That's
yours in
yeah,
this case.
that's rightfully mine.
Mhm. What do you think of him as a fighter?
I think he's good. I think Joe
Mhm.
Cordina is good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think he's good. Um, yeah, I think he's good.
And there's obviously words like great and what's good is that perfect word to
Nah, he's
describe.
not great. He got a long way to go to be great. He only got 17 fights, so it's like
Mhm.
he got a long way to go to be great. I wouldn't even say great. He haven't done enough in the sport to say great, but he's definitely at a world champion level.
With the 4 belts that are, 4 different champions, do you think he's the best of the 4, or is that's just the rightfully your belt in this case?
Um, who got Lamont Roach? I think they all equal. I think they all are average. Like not average fighters, but I mean like when I say average, I mean average. They all equal. Out
Hmm.
of 100%, I give all of them 25.
Okay, so
They all
Navarrete 25, Shaky
yeah,
Foster 25, Lamont Roach 25,
yeah,
like that.
25. Yeah, I think they all until they fight each other or have a big fight to stand out from the rest. I would give
Mhm.
them all. I think they all on the same level.
Seeing that Navarrete looks like he's probably trying to jump up to fight maybe Shakur Stevenson,
Yeah,
or simply the fact that Oshiki Foster might do a unification with Navarrete, either or. Um, which one do you think is going to be the biggest fight, I guess, out of all these guys? Um,
the
market
biggest fight.
wise. Hmm.
It's hard to say. Because Osaki Foster is not that popular. Lamont Roach is getting there. Joe Cordina not that popular, and Navarrete is there. So probably man Navarrete probably.
Okay. Whoops, give me one quick sec. I got this headset dying on me right now.
Oh, you can't let it die. Oh,
The
you got the
easy
back.
fix.
Okay, the backup batteries. I see you. I think me and Navarrete probably biggest fight.
All right, there you go. I heard everything you said. So,
Yeah,
now I have to pull up this hit list that you got, right? You put about to
yeah.
be
Pull it up.
spooky 6 days ago, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
There's a lot of names. Obviously, we talked about Joe Cordina. That's obviously the guy with the belt. But there's these other guys. Like there's a Josh Warrington,
yeah.
a Kid Galahad, a Lee Wood.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then these two are real interesting to me. A Jamel Herring
And
and
Gary
Gary
Russell.
Russell Jr.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about those guys opposed to the champions. I mean, because there's a reason why you put these guys opposed
Yeah.
to those guys on that list. Just assuming, like, is there any other
I,
reason?
I was trying to go after people with names. You know, I need some names on my resume. I want some names on my resume. And I think these guys are the guys that really can fight. And I think that these guys got names. And I think these fights are quite not easy, but I think they are doable. I think they can be made. Some fights now is some fights nowadays is far reach, but I think these fights can be made. Man, Jamal Herring already spoke about fighting each other. Man, Gary Russell already talked about fighting each other. So these fights can be made. It's not like they can't be. So and these guys can fight. They got names. Obviously Josh Warrington, Lee Wood, and them over there. They big from over in the UK where they from, and they can fight. So you know, I'm just gunning after the top dogs, man, at my weight division.
When you look at all these guys on the list, I mean, Jamel Herring, this guy who beat Lamont Roach. So, and I
Yeah,
guess in this case, even though it's a champion, I guess it makes Jamel
yeah.
Herring the more enticing fighter with a name. Gary Russell, I mean, I think everyone's been wanting to see Gary Russell in some of these big fights. Um, we're never gonna get the Mickey Bay fight. Just want to just throw it out, like it's just
No,
done,
I
kaput.
think that fight, I think that shit has sell, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just because we tried it so many times, it's not even worth it. We
yeah.
might as well just
I
be
think it's
friends.
sell. Yeah, I just think it's fair. It's probably not meant to be. To be honest,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Is there any particular, I have to ask as a fan, so is there any particular reason why like Tank's name's not out there? Because that's probably the fight that everybody wanted to see for like probably like what was
A
it,
lot of
6 years,
years.
7 years?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. Um, I feel like he got a lot of other things going on right now. As far as who he can fight, I think man Tank still will be a big fight. Well, I don't think I know. But I think it'll be even more of a bigger fight when I become two-time champion.
Hmm. And
So
what, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying with that, like by getting your belt, I mean, he didn't want to fight you essentially when you had a belt, right? I mean, what is the reason why he'll probably take you now if you become two times?
That's the thing. That's the thing I was saying myself. So that's why I really didn't put him up there. So if that fight happened, I'll just let it come. I'll just let it happen. Eventually, I think it happen. I think eventually.
Do you feel like that was more the fact of like he didn't like the fight didn't materialize because he didn't want to fight you stylistically at the time, or is it promotions and you feel like that
No, it
prevented?
could have happened. I think he got a group of people, good people that was pushing him, and they understand boxing, they understand styles make fights, and they understand a lot of things. And I think that they didn't think that my style fits him. I
Hmm.
just think they think that my style was too dangerous, and that's why I think the fight didn't happen. That's why I think the fight didn't happen. To be honest, because they told me go get a belt. I go get a belt, and then it still don't happen. So, but it is what it is. I think the fight can still happen. Philly versus Baltimore. Um, Tevin versus Davis. I think it's still gonna happen.
Now I know that you're at 130, but you kind of flirted with 135. Now, why not go after some of those guys like who probably
Here, because it's too that division is too many politics up there right now. Like
Mhm.
it's too much going on with them belts. It's just too much going on. So I'll just say I'm gonna just campaign at 30, go get a title there, and then I end up moving up.
Okay. And when you mean politics, it's just simply because you're a free agent, right? Like you can
Yeah,
essentially go wherever, right?
I could do what I want. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
guess the politics is it because the fights are already prearranged and made opposed to
yeah.
you.
Like Devin, at one point, Devin had all the belts before relinquished one. Then it was just it. Then Pitbull up there, they're all up in the ring, and so it's gonna take a while. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a while. I want to get straight to the point. Yeah, let's go to
Okay.
130, get to the point, get a belt, and then I could be anybody mandatory I want once I decide to relinquish the belts and move up.
Do you feel like the champions are even going to give you an opportunity, or do you have to find like a couple guys?
I'm gonna have it regardless. I'm gonna get it regardless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I'm
Okay.
gonna get it regardless. Definitely, I'm gonna get it regardless for sure.
Now, I do have to ask because you do have Lee Wood in there, and someone who has, I know that you're looking for big names, you're looking for champions.
Yeah.
Someone that's been flirted with Lee Wood is this kid named Cormel, out in Vegas. I don't know if you heard of him, Cormel Moton.
For the young
Um,
boy, young boy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a potential, I guess, maybe super fight? Because if you can't get Tank, I mean, that's
for
who,
who?
I guess, the Mayweather
It's,
promotions is pushing
potential for
him.
who? Who?
Or we're saying like you and Cormel, I guess, in the future, like later on. You think that'd be something? Because they're pushing a lot of attention on them.
I don't care about attention, bro. The young boy is very, very good, very, very fucking good. But I'm not even entertaining this conversation right now with that.
Okay. It's just
Yeah,
it's different generations, different classes in that
bro.
case.
I'm 33, damn it, 40 fights, and can fight my ass off. This kid is what 18,
17.
17. Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
It's just a different class then, right?
It's
Right.
different class, different age bracket, different everything.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
that's I guess more of because I was asked to ask like one of my buddies said, hey, you should bring potential because you don't duck smoke. Is that just simply for boxing fans out there, just
what?
unrealistic as in like
It's very unrealistic. That don't even make sense.
mhm, on both ends, high risk for
No,
him.
yeah, well, yeah, both ends. On my end, well, it just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. No other than it's just different generations. Like I'm way. If I was 27, it make it work. If I was 26, yeah. Oh man, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
If I was 27 or 26 or 25, then it but I'm 33, bro.
Makes perfect sense. I
It's
think
it's 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 bro. Lomachenko was an Olympian, bro. He came to the pro game thinking this shit is sweet and tried to fight Shalito. This shit not the same, bro. When you talk about Tevin Farmer, it's not the same. Now
okay.
remind you, this kid is fucking amazing, but
Mhm.
it's just different eras, bro. Not nowhere in the world I would entertain that. It won't even bring that to me, bro. It won't even do it.
I think, just ending that, 'cause like you said, not to entertain, it's just a very like humbling but self-respecting like response. Because like I know 7-4 no duck no smoke, but at the same time, it's like a business, and this is more of a business layer of just kind of where you worked yourself in a career, right? You became a title, you got your title shot, you won your title, you actually even blackballed for a while,
Yeah,
got your title shot and now it's at this point of just kind of like fighting your class. Kind of similar, I guess, like maybe like a Crawford and Boots. Is that
yeah.
kind of similar, would you say? Or is that different
Um,
between Crawford and Boots?
yeah. I got understand Boots' position, but I also got understand Crawford position.
Hmm.
Cause I was a both of the positions before, so I got understand both of their positions.